Hey guys, the character I want to talk about who should receive a buff is mamoswine. I mean, mamoswine, I think a lot of people do like mamoswine, but I feel like he still just lacks that one thing that makes him actually a good character, and that is his Unite move. I think his Unite move is very, very lackluster. There's a lot of things I want to talk about that are just like a bit weird, that just make him just not that strong of a character. And yeah, I really would like to see a few buffs there, even though this character, even if he was very strong, I think it would be very, very annoying to play against. So I do think they have to be careful buffing this Pokemon. But at least this Unite move probably should be a much lower cooldown. It's one of the highest cooldowns in the game, and it just does absolutely nothing, right? You know it. For hit items in this game, I'm actually running, I think, Muscle Band, and then a Score Sheet and Buddy Berry. I kind of misclicked. I really wanted to have Focus Band, but yeah. Because early game fights, Focus Band is very good on this character. Early game, you want to be very aggressive when you're in Swinoop. You're one of the strongest early game characters with Tackle and Ice Shot and his boosted auto attack stun. So you want to be very, very aggressive. And I sadly have Score Sheet because I think I played an attack weight game and I forgot to change it from that. So yeah, it's going to be very aggressive here. You're going to see me because I don't have Focus Band. I just couldn't be aggressive on the first fight. And let's talk about his moves as well. I think his moves are just all a bit weird. I feel like High Horsepower is a worse Surf, and Earthquake is a worse Heavy Slam, right? I feel like he just has things of other defenders have, but just has a worse version, which I feel like doesn't make much sense. And also, if he is kind of squishy, I think he's similar to Trevenant, where they just are not as tanky as they should be, I feel like, right? They're just not as tanky. I feel like they just die way too fast. And surprisingly, even as a defender, they feel super squishy. Yeah, I kind of just die. I'm just dying, even though I was not even feel like being too aggressive. Of course, to be like two more characters or one more character. So I tried to be aggressive. Sadly, it didn't quite work out. My team steady's got a kill. But yeah. So what I really like to see in buffs is maybe make his moves a bit faster, especially Earthquake. I think Earthquake, which I will play in this game, I'm going to play Earthquake and Ice Fang, which I think is a pretty solid build. High Horsepower, I think all of his abilities are pretty fine to take though. I don't think there's much wrong you can do when you pick his moves. Icicle Crash is totally fine. Ice Fang is also very fine. High Horsepower, again, they're just worth abilities of other abilities, but they're not too shabby either. Looking for Ice Fangs now. I'm actually just getting the Audino, but I steal it away. So we can also talk about some gameplay, of course, but I mainly just want to talk about how mamoswine probably should receive a buff. It's been quite a while. I mean, he did get a buff, right, when they made him a level 9 character. The same with Gardevoir and stuff. But it still just hasn't really done much to him. I feel like it hasn't really done much. And no, some people do play this character and enjoy him, but I think that's more like a thing. They just like playing mamoswine over other characters, not necessarily because this Pokemon is something super amazing. Again, we kind of just die trying to look for something. And he just doesn't feel tanky. I think the Slow Smoke probably is a mistake to go for, even though it makes him CC much, much more. But not having eject button or something will probably just end us like just dying. I did have some pretty good plays in this game as well, though, which we can talk about. Here we have a nice Tackle Ice Fang. I think that Tackle Ice Fang is very, very strong as soon as you get to level 5. You can, if you're jungler against your lane, you can look for a lot of things. Now we have the Earthquake. You can also look for these Earthquake jumps into Ice Fang. And we actually get another kill, starting with our boosted out attack. And there we got some good value. We actually managed to get 2 kills with our team. He was looking for a score with my thing, but I can't really do it. And I'm just trying to walk away as much as I can. I have the Greninja walking in though, just trying to zone him away right now, just CCing him, and my team actually gets Dreadnought. So he has a pretty good CC, and again, I think he would be very, very annoying to play against if he was very strong, so you have to be careful buffing this character. Same for Trevenant. Obviously, I can't buff them too much, but I would still like to see them get a bit of love and a few things here and there. Other head items, I don't know, I've tried attack weight for High Horsepower, because High Horsepower actually has pretty good scalings. You can also play just full tank, you don't have to play single damage item, you can just go Focus Band, Score Shield, and Buddy Barrier is also totally fine. But yeah, I think Earthquake is a bit too predictable of an ability, and it just doesn't have much range. Like, it's just such a bad Heavy Slam, but he found a nice submission, we just eat this guy back into our side of the map. We take him down. I look for the Eldegoss, but my Slow Smoke can't quite reach him. Tried it. And there's certain games where I feel like it's very hard to even just get level 9. If the game looks a bit bad, right? It's even hard to just get level 9. I feel like maybe all those defenders should have earlier power spikes. Same, you know, similar to like Vegeta, where they get Unite moves on level 8. Might be more reasonable, but then again, Unite moves are quite strong, so them being also a bit early could also be quite game-breaking. Now we're just looking for our last evolution, hopefully finding it soon. But this submission is actually quite fun. The submission into my CC, into Ice Fang, we just take down another guy, finally get our level 9. And this is where we get our huge Unite move. Absolutely crazy damage on our Unite move. Find another nice chain CC on Greninja. So we do have good CC, right? Like, we can make things work. Looking for him again. Another Earthquake. But it's just so slow. Why does it take so long for him to jump? I know he's heavy, right? I guess he's just a heavy Pokemon. It takes a while. But even Snorlax jumps faster, okay? Even Snorlax makes it much, much faster, much, much further. But here, for another nice Earthquake on the Greninja, take him down. And again, this is one entire level. So we're actually pretty happy now. Pretty decent in the game. Sidestep the Trevenant like it's nothing. Goodbye. Big Manuth just running away. And he really wants me. This guy is really, really mad. And he's gonna be even more mad in a second, because he actually Unite moves me right here, trying to stop my recall. And I just don't fake, I just keep on my recalling and go back to base. Alright, Dreadnought fight is gonna happen soon. We have still our Unite move yet to use. Looking for something now. And yeah, also I think another problem is, like, these Pokemon, like mamoswine, Snorlax, they get their last upgrade on level 13, which I think getting level 13 on these characters is almost impossible. It makes like no sense. It's super easy on carries, right? But like on these characters, getting to level 13 is absolutely difficult. So it makes like no sense that they have level 13 upgrades, because they're not someone that's supposed to farm, right? Tanks are supposed to scout vision, they're supposed to peel, they're supposed to let their carries farm, and they are supposed to, yeah, you know, just be frontline and hope that your team can do something with it. They're not supposed to farm, so them having level 13 plus abilities or moves is quite questionable. I hope they change that as well at some point. There's a lot of characters like that, supports as well, where it just makes no sense. It should be level 12, it should just be much, much earlier. Unite moves can still be 9, but the first upgrade should be like on level 10, and the second upgrade should be on level 12, if even that makes, right? Level 12 is a reasonable level for a defender to be in late game, and yeah. Same for other defenders that need level 13. Again, doesn't really make much sense if they're full on tanks. Snorlax is the same. Like, Snorlax block is a level 13 talent. Or it even used to be level 14, right? Before they made these characters level 9 Pokemon, it used to be level 14, the second move, which is just absolutely crazy. So I've just farmed a bit of experience. I still want to reach my level 13 if I can. Got a defend now though. Have to help my team. So in this team fights, pretty much my main goal will be just trying to kite for my Venusaur as much as I can. And yeah. Pretty much that's what we obviously want to do, so shouldn't be farming too much. And then when we come to Zapdos fight, I would just try not to go too deep and just try to also peel as much as I can. Your job as a defender is not necessarily to jump into the enemy backline, of course you can, but if you know you have a good carry, it's probably better to just play around your carry and try to defend your carry as much as you can with your CC, because again, mamoswine has pretty good CC. But in these late game team fights, I feel like Ice Fang is very strong until you come to these late game team fights. Whenever I was mamoswine and Zapdos, I felt like Ice Fang started to become super, super useless. Everyone is super fast, everyone has body barriers, and the Ice Fang just feels like it just does nothing. It's very hard to reach someone as well. So I really wish Ice Fang Plus would maybe do something else. Maybe make it like a bigger AoE or something, so you can throw maybe 1 or 2 or 3 targets at the same time. That would actually be kind of nice, right? Like if you Ice Fang one guy and there's someone next to him, you can throw 2 targets at the same time. Maybe that would be something to make it a bit more exciting in teamfights. Because again, in teamfights, I feel like it just becomes very, very lackluster. But here we find a nice pick-off before Zapdos. 5 seconds until it spawns. This strat is kind of useless. I'm just here kind of backing up my team. We did reach level 13. But that's mainly because we also kicked Greninja 1 or 2 times, which gave us huge experience. Here we find a nice Earthquake on this guy and just start auto-taking him, waking him down. Now slowly I try to, sadly his submission went off time, I try to predict his submission. Eldegoss Unite moves over us. And yeah, as long as my Venusaur is alive, we are pretty good to go right now. He does have Solar Beam, so he's not really a big carry, but that means even he needs more protection, right? If he has Solar Beam, he just needs more protection, or someone like Greninja will mess him up even harder. But I see an opportunity on the enemy, Venusaur here, and a Unite move, and I just feel like it just, I mean, it did something, I guess, but not really either. I mean, if it had lower cooldown, it probably would be totally fine, right? If it had lower cooldown, low bad. But here, see my Venusaur, so I'm just gonna try to peel for him as much as I can. He does blink out of my Earthquake and stuff, but I'm still zoning him over here. I'm just looking for the Greninja. I don't want this Greninja. He's the only pretty threat right now. I don't want him to kill my team, but we find a nice pick-off on Duraludon. Greninja also dies. Have to be a bit careful now. Here, I really wish I had Focus Band in these scenarios, because if I had Focus Band, I could be much more aggressive. But we try to find another CC, find the Earthquake. And now my job is to zone. Like, we are defender, we try to zone. We're not the one that DPS Zapdos, we just hope our team does it. We just try to live and make sure that our opponents can't get to Zapdos. So we Ice Fang this guy away from Zapdos. And we get it. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think about the defender role currently. I feel like defenders in general just need a small buff. Or need a buff in general. A lot of them. Only Blastoise is really strong, but like Blastoise Greedent are not really defenders, right? What does about Blastoise is just a damage dealer on crack, And same for Greedent. Greedent is not really a defender. So the two best defenders currently are Pokemon you don't really play as a defender. And the actually best defender is actually support. So I feel like the defender role right now is a bit of a mess. And yeah, let me know guys know what you think about all of this. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video.